Well, what do we have here? Some Sandbass and a couple crappie magnets. Look like something went down. Well, what's up, guys? It's Daniel from Arms Family Homestead, and I already have fish to clean, and the video's just starting. Here's the funny thing. I haven't gone fishing. So, I guess we need to back up a little bit. It's a cold, it doesn't seem windy, but it is a cold, windy day today. And the last 3 or 4 days have been cold, rainy, windy days. The bucket's for my fish fillets in just a few minutes. That those fish need to be clean. Anyways, or a bowl. The last few days have been rainy and stormy, to say the least. And today, we got up this morning, it was in the low 30s. It was cold today. Now, I know 30s doesn't seem cold, but when we've been accustomed to high 70s, low 80s lately, you get back down to the 30s, it's pretty chilly. But it is spring in Oklahoma, and that usually means a lot of rain, and a lot of rain means sand bass in the creek. But why do I have a stringer full of fish that I didn't catch? So this morning, we'll tell the story real quick, and then we'll back up. This morning, I had to get up. I had to drive like an hour and a half away from here to do some work stuff, and then come home. And Houston and Jacoby are at the house, and they said, it rained. There's got to be sand bass in the creek, right? Well, I said over the last few days, it's been raining. I'm going to go to the pond and check my rain gauge, but we should be somewhere in the 3-inch range. But over the last couple days, I shot a couple video clips through the rain, and the pond and the creek got some water. Hey guys, today's video is sponsored by Delete Me. Now listen, what I'm about to say only applies to those of you who have your information on the internet. Now, I'm not just talking about social media accounts and online banking. If you own property, if you have a phone number, if you have an address, your information is on the internet, so this applies to you. Delete Me makes it quick, easy, and safe to remove your personal data online. Matter of fact, they're the #1 information removal service since 2010. Sometimes you go to the carnival and sign up to win a car and give somebody your name, address, and phone number, and those people sell that information when you don't win the car. They sell it to data brokers, to people that are going to come after you. So that's where Delete Me steps in. They help pull all that information off the internet. We've been with Delete Me since February of 2024, so they've run a lot of scans on our information here, and they've reviewed 30,000 listings. 30,000 listings. These data broker people have all kinds of information on me, including address, name, family members, age, property records, and Delete Me also has family plans. So if you have elderly parents or your children, things that people that are tied to you, because if they get my information from public records, like you go on the internet, you can find my marriage license information and see who I married and when I married her. So if you're looking for a way to protect yourself and your loved ones on the internet, I highly suggest you check out Delete Me. Right now, you can get 20% off all consumer data plans if you go to joindeleteme.com/arms20. That's joindeleteme.com/arms20, or use code arms20 at checkout. All right. This is the kind of rain we've been waiting for. It's the first time we've had any decent rainfall, more than half an inch to an inch or so, since we finished the pond. And this little rain has the creek rolling pretty good. It's not super high yet, but as you can tell, it's still raining on me out here. And this really should get the sand bass fired up in the creek over the next day or two. But the pond is where my brain's at. I'm hoping the pond's catching this kind of runoff too, which it should. I'm getting rained on. Guess I better go back to the house. Well, it stopped raining and it's been a couple more hours. And I don't know if you guys can tell, which I'm sure you can. The creek is still on the rise. And I couldn't be any more tickled to death about it. It's getting a good flushing. You can see all the trash, debris, junk. Look at the waterfall over there. It's just about to come up and meet the top of the dam. It's a good day at the creek. Not getting the car across now for sure, but that's why we have the bridge. Mom gonna have to walk across in a little drizzly rain.
I bet there's some sandbass right over there.
If there's not yet, they will be this evening.
Yes.
So I have a pretty good idea of what we're gonna be doing tomorrow. Probably not today. We're actually leaving. We're gonna go celebrate a friend's birthday, another family and their kids, and just have a good family day. It's a Friday and there's no school, so we're all gonna go bowling and do some fun stuff. Oh, here comes a log floating down the creek. Looks like somebody lost some of their firewood. Yeah, I highly doubt the sandbass are up yet. Typically, it takes several hours. You got to get the nastiness out of the creek first, really, and then the sandbass come up to feed and spawn. And man, I haven't seen the creek this high in quite a while.
I know. Since the tornado.
I didn't park too close. It won't. It ain't gonna get that high today. And if it does, it's not gonna get above your tires.
Unless I told him, it's like never not shocking when it does this. I've been here for like 18 years and it's still like.
You've been here for 18 years, but you have not had this bridge for 18 years.
No.
The first one was a little more sketchy.
I did not walk across that thing unless I just had to.
And there were times you had to carry your babies and groceries across an old swinging cable bridge.
Yes, this is much better.
It looks good though. I'm excited. We should
it's crazy.
Should definitely have sandbass in the creek for a couple days.
Definitely. But it's just crazy to me how when the tornado came through, it's not even halfway to as high as it was when the tornado came. If you can see.
Yeah, you was way higher then, but it doesn't stay up that high very long, and it won't stay this high very long. It'll go back down fairly quickly. But
look at that current whipping through there.
Oh yeah,
it goes through.
Well, it has like an eddy. That's what that's called. So the current runs this way, and then when it finds places like that, it circles back up. That's a good place to catch channel cat, catch catfish on the edge of those eddies where you have that current come down, and then it swirls back around. That's where they find. Especially catfish find like bugs and different things, any kind of food source that they eat on. You know, even the sandbass will get in there and take a break, get out of the current, you know, when it's really ripping like that. But you would have a hard time catching sandbass in here right now. There's too much trash and debris. But I guarantee you by late this evening and anytime tomorrow, it's going to be game on, buddy.
Yeah, it is.
Come on, Gemma. So I'm going to run over to the pond real quick. That last video clip of the pond was yesterday morning, and I have not been there since. Now, it hasn't rained a ton since then. Actually, I'm going to have to go put on some rubber boots or I'll never make it to my rain gauge. It hasn't rained a ton since I was over there last, but the way that whole pond is set up, we're catching runoff from 15 or 20 acres of basically mostly my neighbor's pasture. So it was still filling when I was there yesterday morning. Not a lot, but it was still coming up. But from one day to the next, I took pictures. I went over one evening, I got home just before dark, went over and took some pictures, and the pond was within about 3 feet of the old pond's full level. And you can tell based off the trees where the old watermarks were on some of the trees that are still there. And I gotta run and get my rubber boots. Then I went back the next morning and it had come up another 2 or 3 feet, and you can really tell on the airplanes because the evening pictures, the airplanes were just barely in the water. And by morning, they were almost completely covered. I'm definitely not going over to the pond in my Crocs. That's just not gonna work. So, get the boots on. Now we can run over and look at the pond. So I don't figure we've got too much more water in the pond since I was there yesterday. I do want to check the rain gauge and dump it out. See how much rain we've had over the last 3 or 4 days. Don't you jump on here. I'm trying to keep Kelsey from jumping on and off the buggy every 5 seconds. She got muddy feet. It may have come up a little bit more, but I would venture to say less than 4 or 5 inches. Now, there's been a lot of naysayers on rain being able to fill the pond. Rain's definitely going to fill that pond up. It's just a matter of how long it's going to take and how much rain it's really going to take. Oh, and back to those fish while I run over to the pond, or while I drive over to the pond. Back to those fish in the back of the buggy. Houston and Jacoby said they did not want to go with me this morning on my little road trip because there might be sandbass in the creek. And it's weird. It's a little bit hard for me to send those boys off and let them do that without me, because I feel like, not that there's any danger, I'm worried about them, but I feel like I'm supposed to be there with them when they're fishing in the creek. But I sent them out as scouts. I said, you go find out. You go find out if there's any sandbass in the creek. Because it's like 35 degrees and cold. And you let me know if they're there, and I'll be home later. Well, here's what they found.
So we're down here fishing at the creek. It's flooded. Kobe has a fish. I got a fish. Doubling up. Let's see if we can catch some more, right? Yeah. There's one. Another one, boys. Here we go. Nice fish. Put him on. There we go, there we go.
And the belly.
Like Ron did, he'd belly it. Lick it! Good memories. Yep. There we go. Hey, what are you using? So dropping magnet.
Yeah.
Put him on the stringer. Good job. Hope you're rolling myself. Scobie's down there doing whatever he's doing. And I caught a fish. So I couldn't video myself, so yeah.
Yep.
Oh, there we go. Got another one, baby. Okay. Kobe, why'd you poop yourself?
I didn't.
Yes, you did.
So it's definitely catching a lot of water. Kelsey's like, wait a minute, where'd my playground go? Kelsey, where'd all your brush piles go that you used to jump and climb on? Looks a little different over here, doesn't it? So it has not risen much since I was here yesterday. You can see the planes they're still holding strong. Just barely out of the water. It might have come up a couple more inches overnight, but like I said, we didn't get any more heavy rainfall. So in the last, whatever it has been, 3 or 4 days, I've not dumped out the rain gauge. But you guys saw what the pond looked like before this little rainy spell. So how many inches of rain do you think it took to put this much water in this pond? Because just take a look. I mean, the water, the last time you guys saw it was nowhere near those concrete structures and trees and stuff on the dam right there. This little underwater fish structure, if you'll remember, is sitting up on top of a little island. This little fish structure is up on top of that, oh, it's not really an island out there, but, you know, kind of an underwater island of sorts where they dug out around it. But look at this tree right here. You can see the old water line. So we're within a foot right now of the old pond being completely full. So, how many inches of rain do you think it took to get to this point? Because outside of the last couple days, we had a few rains over the last couple weeks where we got a ½ inch here and there. You know, not a lot. It was putting, you know, 6 inches at a time or so, maybe a foot of water in the pond, but it really didn't look a lot different until this. So this big rain, if you want to call it that, how many inches? All right, here's a rain gauge. We'll check it, pull it out of here. So to get to this level, where we're at right now, we're sitting at 3.5 inches of rain. And that's really not a lot. And it was not a lot all at once. It was like an inch here and there. And I mean, we had some pretty good downpours, but it wasn't just a massive flood by any means. Obviously, the creek got up, so it took a couple inches to do that. You guys saw what the creek looked like. It has since gone down, but not back to normal. But, yeah, that's a lot of water for 3 inches of rain, in my opinion. Now, I will say this. The higher the water level gets in here, the longer it's going to take and the more rain it's going to take, because it's shaped like a big giant bowl. So the smaller it is, let me try that again. As I was saying, the higher the water level gets, the more it takes to fill it. So an inch of rain is not going to be putting near as much elevation of water because it has to spread out over such a big area. And I know it's going to slow down. But there's no doubt if we can get a few more of these 2, 3, 4 inch rains, guys, this pond is going to fill up quick. And it is not going to take 2 or 3 years, like a lot of subscribers have not so kindly suggested. But either way, I am tickled. I'm as happy as I can be with the way this looks right now. The amount of water that we caught off of 3.5 inches of rain, I'll be happy. That's a lot. The volume of water, that's a lot. So it takes a lot of rainfall to fill a pond. But if you're catching drainage from a big enough area, it can fill it up fairly quickly. All right, Gemma, come on. I know you want on. Gemma, there you go. I don't know where Kelsey went. She'll find us. Anyways, I got to go back to the house and help Houston and Jacoby clean their fish. I don't let them do it by themselves yet. They'll get there, but they are fishing by themselves. Not right now. They're back at the house eating. But they did go fishing by themselves, and it's hard for me because I feel like I'm supposed to be there capturing it all. But it also makes me proud that those two boys can take off with a couple fishing poles and come back with a stringer full of fish. And there's not a lot of 12-year-olds, 10, 11, 12-year-olds out there that can do that responsibly. And I'm proud of them. I'm proud of who they are, and I'm proud of what they're able to do. I am a little bit sad that they can do it without me nowadays. But I will say, I bet you we're all going to be down there in just a little while. I just need to get their morning stringer cleaned up. I don't know if we're going to eat fish for supper or not tonight, but we might. All right, you two experts. Y'all got this all figured out, right?
I wouldn't say we got it figured out, but we
Got
can
them,
catch 'em.
got them dialed in, huh?
Yeah.
Tying you a fin spin on and a mooch minnow. That's no surprise to anyone. Houston's new favorite combination: a Rapala mooch minnow and a crappie magnet fin spin jig head.
Hey, I will say this: it has been working, and it's worked for both of us on bass and Sandbass.
Hard to deny. Well, since y'all found the fish and figured out how to catch them and promised they were here,
Well, they could have went.
Emily and I decided to come help out. Oh no, don't be backpedaling. Well, they could have gone back down. Let's go find them.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, we were fishing. I caught a few right here, and then there's like this rock, like this little rock point that sticks out over there.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just catching them right there. Oh, sorry.
All right. Here goes nothing then. Well, kind of slow so far. Have not found the fish yet. Jim is chilling over there on the other side of the creek. And I have no idea where Kelsey went. She'll be back in 30 seconds or so. Told you. I knew you'd be back in 30 seconds or so. You're pretty quick. Did y'all catch one? Well, kids are upstream from me about 50 yards and I hear arguing. Must mean somebody caught a fish and someone else didn't.
Yeah.
What's the scoop up here?
Emma's being a baby. No, I'm not. No.
How many fish y'all caught?
2.
Two.
We caught more, but Houston made me lose it. No. She had one, and she reeled it up to the bank before I could get my phone out, and then he was like, re-reel it in. And then I was like, what if it gets off the hook? And he was like, it won't. I never said that it won't. Yeah, no.
Camera will cost you a fish every now and then. It'll cost you a deer when you're deer hunting every now and then too.
You're casting over my line. 5 seconds ago, she got mad at me because I crossed her line as she pulled her line out of the water. I was here first.
Hey, a newbie showed up. A newbie and a weirdo.
Not the right pole.
Hmm.
Not the right pole.
I don't know. But Houston sneezed and it thundered.
There's my fish too, because I had one.
Dang, got another one over there.
Yeah, I'm mad. Wow. It was hot, man.
Houston's putting it on us again. I haven't caught anything. Emily's caught one. Houston caught 3. Jacoby, he's just here to have a good time.
Dude, this is a
That's a big sand bass. Yeah, for the creek especially. Apparently me and Jacoby aren't doing something right.
Emma's just angry.
She's only angry when you're around, Houston.
I know.
The rest of the time she's in a good mood. Little brothers have a way of doing that to girls.
Oh shoot. Houston just about lost all of our fish.
I saw that.
He just threw his line. An accident. Wow.
Another one?
Dang.
My goodness.
Let me take it off. You want to take it off? Yeah. One, two. Your eye just got caught. Dad, he hit that like 5 feet in front of me.
Yeah, you didn't even have line to reel in when he hit it. I saw. I looked over about the time.
Do you know how to put it on the stringer, Emma?
I can figure it out.
You put it through the top of their gill plate.
Okay.
Kelsey, move. You want to stand right here?
Pop with our yellow plate.
Hey, will you hold this for a second? I'm gonna help you.
Hey, where's it at?
Look at you with your homemade fake nails you do yourself out here putting fish on a stringer.
How was that okay?
Got your fake nails on. Went to prom last night. Out here in the mud fishing today. In your borrowed Sitka jacket. Hey, y'all got a pretty good stringer going. Well, Emily caught one.
I got one, yeah. Emma.
So, how exactly are you holding your mouth when they hit that mooch minnow and just destroy it? And you're doing something right.
Okay, since you want to do like
Yeah, like, look at Jacoby. That's right where I was standing.
Oh, he's in the right spot? Well, I bet I can push him down in the mud. What is that, Kels? I didn't say in the water. I said in the mud. All right, show me what you're doing. Kobe's mooch minnow's a little crooked. He's gonna have to straighten his lure out.
What is on her nose?
Slobber. Kelsey, what are you doing? Seriously?
Jacoby said I'm cheating.
Yeah, this guy, he's got something figured out. I would say it's the mooch minnow madness,
Hey.
but Jacoby's fishing with a mooch minnow too. So there's something about the angle of your lure because you're the short guy and your reel is a high speed reel and it's reeling faster, and I don't know. I'm trying to make up any excuse I can, but
Or it's just because I'm a better fisherman than y'all.
no, that's not it. Not that. No, not that. Anything
I mean,
but
I have almost outfished you 3 times.
anything but that. Yeah, anything but that. It can't be skill. Can't be skill.
I got my hands.
Oh my goodness.
Guys, watch out. Watch out.
Here, you make sure you get that fish on the stringer right. See, he was over here somewhere.
What if you just try his pool?
Well, that's a pretty good idea, Jacoby.
Can you hold this real quick? Kelsey, leave it.
Straighten out Jacoby's mooch minnow here. He stole Houston's rod while he's messing with the stringer. Oh no! Kobe, your rod throws a lot better than mine. I threw it up in the tree.
Don't tell that to Jacoby because he can't cast more than 15 feet. Kelsey, watch out. Why did you fly? He said, why did you fly?
Yeah.
Oh, I figured it out. Look, he has it on the white side.
It's not, I don't think the difference.
Gemma found something to bark at. Here you go, Kobe. What'd you find up here, kill dog? You get an armadillo hole? I don't think so. It's too small. What is it? Back up, sister. She ain't gonna back up. Well, hush. What's down there, Gemma? Huh? I didn't hurt you. I don't see anything, sister. What'd you find? A rat? Is there a rat in the hole? I'll get out of your way. I'll leave you alone. Go back to digging. Let me know if you find it. Or not. I don't know what the deal is. There should be 10,000 sandbass in here right now. Apparently, this guy's the only one that can really catch them. Emily's still got one. I haven't even got a nibble.
You haven't?
Not a single bite. Nope. But I'm gonna go back on down the creek ways, find another deep hole, and see if we can actually find some fish. I'm probably gonna regret it because the only place to video anybody catching fish it's right next to that doofus. Ugh. Let's try back down here again where I did not catch any fish earlier. I just fished it for a few minutes. And then I heard them start catching fish, so had to go get in on the action that I never got in on. I got it on video. That's all that counts. Well, it's about time. Houston's not the only one that can catch fish. Making magic happen now, folks. I don't use the mooch minnow. Maybe why I'm not catching as many fish, but I don't know. We got a crappie magnet fin spin and a slab curly tail. Not a real big sand bass, but he'll fit in a skillet. Making him carry all the fish, huh?
Yeah.
So what happens when you catch them all,
Yeah,
I guess.
you're hurt.
Yeah, Houston caught a largemouth bass.
That.
Accidental fisherman accidentally catching bass out here.
Yeah, too bad I can't accidentally catch fish whenever we're fishing a tournament. You got a belly full of eggs too. Or technically she.
Got him. Finally caught a fish in Houston's honey hole. It's a pretty good one, Houston. Either a good, big sand bass or I got him snagged weird. I don't know. He wanted to come in. It's just a good one. It's just a good one, man. Just a good one. That's all there is to it. That's a nice sand bass, man.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, you're gonna put him on your stringer, huh? You don't want him in my bucket?
Well, do you want them to stay fresh?
I got water in the bucket.
Oh, okay.
A little bit. Anyways, there you go. I was reeling very slow on that one. All right, go ahead. Put your fish in the bucket. At least I feel like I got a heavy bucket full of fish going home.
Yeah. Well, technically you do. It's just not your fish.
Blah, 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 blah. Well, found a few sandbass in the creek, but I think we might have caught the tail end of it. We weren't able to get over here yesterday and fish. It was pretty high yesterday morning. You tried it yesterday morning for a little while, didn't you?
Yeah, but I couldn't catch anything because the water was running too fast.
Yeah. It's we may be fishing too far downstream. I think we're gonna go up and try it by our driveway crossing. I don't know that they'll be that far up the creek, but they definitely could be. But I caught a few. I got 2. Jacoby caught 0.
Like 7.
Houston caught 7-ish. Emily caught 1. Weston didn't catch any. Those 2 already bailed on us. If we're not catching a lot of fish, those 2 don't stick around too long. So we're gonna go try it for just a few more minutes. It's almost 7 o'clock in the evening. It's about supper time. And it's getting cooler. Squirrel. Run, squirrel! No. Well, not much action here. Not one single bite. When they're here, they're here. When they're not, they're not. There ain't no reason to stick around and keep fishing for 30 minutes, because when they're biting and when they're in the creek, when they're really running, that's fun. It's a blast. And when they're not, I'm not gonna say it's not fun still. We caught a few. Houston did pretty good. The boys definitely did better this morning when I wasn't here, I feel like. But, oh well. Y'all didn't get any bites downstream either? No. Bummer. Alright, well, it's 10 till 7. It's supper time. Well, y'all, fish are cleaned, animals are fed, chores are done. Now, let me rephrase all that. I cleaned all the fish while Houston and Jacoby did all the chores. Huh, Bear? What do you want, buddy? You're a big old feller. Anyways, it was a great day. It is cold. And it's going to be, I think, 34 degrees in the morning. But tomorrow, actually the next 2 days are pretty special days. So probably, gosh, I don't think it was last summer, maybe summer before. We did a Make-A-Wish event for a young kid that was a cancer survivor. And it was a huge blessing to our family. And it was a real cool thing to get to experience. And it's a weird situation for me personally, to think that the Make-A-Wish Foundation, represents all these kids that have, cancer or whatever it is. And these kids get to they get to make a wish, like get to go hang out with somebody for a day, and they can pick top A-list celebrities, sports athletes, movie stars, singers, all kinds of people. And we had a young man that picked us to come hang out with us. And the next 2 days, we have 2 more Make-A-Wish kids coming. And they're going to spend a couple nights. I think they're staying at Dusty's cabins. Really, I appreciate that while I'm trying to shoot a serious talk. Anyways, I think they're going to spend a couple nights at Dusty's cabins. But tomorrow, Houston, DJ, and I are going to take them all down to Lake Texoma. We've got a striper fishing guide hired that has a really big boat, and I'm excited just to get the fish off his boat, period. It's actually the same guy that's building the bunk beds for our lake house, the built-in bunk beds. And he's got a really big striper guide service. So we're going to take those guys and their families striper fishing tomorrow, and then the next day we're just going to hang out here. I was hoping it was going to be warm and we could fish at the creek and play in the creek and all that stuff, and the weather has not turned out to be in our favor. Like I said, tomorrow morning it's going to be 34 degrees. So I called Troy, our striper guide, and said, hey, I'm not sure they're going to be prepared to be on a lake in 34 degrees because they're flying in from out of state, and I have no idea what all kinds of warm clothing gear they would be bringing. So we bumped it back to like noon because it's supposed to be up to about 60 degrees. So 60 sounds a lot more fun than 34. But we're going to take them striper fishing. Then the next day, like I said, we're going to hang out here, do some stuff here, go eat, and just let them experience our boring farm life, I guess. I don't know. It's crazy to me though that these kids that I don't know anything about them, never met them before, really don't even know where they're from. I don't know their stories, don't know what they've been through, but what we've done through this YouTube channel has made a big enough impact on their life that instead of picking somebody, even in the outdoor industry, they could have picked Jimmy Houston or Bill Dance or, I mean, anybody, any athlete, and we're at the top of their list. So 2 other families are coming, and it's going to be a fun experience, and I'm excited to get to hang out with them and hear their stories and meet their families and all the stuff. But it's definitely a huge blessing for us, for my family, to get to experience that sort of thing and just get to hang out with these guys for the day. So next couple days are going to consist of that. I'm sure we'll video the process, video striper fishing, and I think we're going to take them over and see Dusty's bison on Tuesday, and just, I don't know, the whole experience, I guess. But anyways, it's going to be fun. So I'm going to go in the house and eat supper because it's past our supper time, and I think Mom's cooking breakfast. We are not frying fish tonight, even though Houston and Jacoby caught enough. We could have had fried fish for dinner tonight, but they did pretty good this morning. I think they had 10 or 12 this morning, and I just cleaned 10 more. So not an amazing Sandbass day in the creek. Usually you can catch 40 or 50, but I think the temperature dropping probably had a lot to do with it. But anyways, guys, remember, do something today to make somebody smile, because you never know, it just might change the world. So guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. You guys have a great day, and as always, we'll see you on the next video.